Good morning, is everyone here? Good morning. Welcome to everyone. And as you can already see from Eric's rapid fire talk with all this information, we're going to have a lot of information covered today. We're going to be jam-packed with information. And so I'm so glad that you're all here. And I first of all just want to congratulate you for being here today, to take the time out to actually invest in your own education and in your own knowledge, and I think it's fantastic. So congratulations. Can you tell me some really well-known brands that you know who does marketing really well? Never mind PR, just marketing. Any brands? Virgin. Coca-Cola, of course, yes. Apple. Nike, yes. And what's the energy drink? Red Bull, yes. And so we've got so many of these fantastic big brands. I think you've mentioned all the ones that I was going to say. And but there are some. There's another one that is even more impressive. And it's, I think, the best marketing guru in the world. And it's Mother Nature. And if you think I've gone mad, I will explain to you now why I say Mother Nature. Now, Mother Nature has been around for millions of years. And it thrives. And it exists and it carries on. And if you imagine like an organization, it's probably one of the wealthiest organizations there is. So I'm going to explain to you now a couple of different sides of marketing and how I see that in nature. And then we're going to get to what PR is. So if nature is a marketing guru, one of the things you would ask is, what about billboard advertising? I mean, surely not. You know, how can nature have billboard advertising? So let's see. How about that? I think that's the biggest walking billboard that a small animal can have. And these wonderful little peacocks can parade around with their beautiful billboards, and of course they're selling themselves, aren't they? They're advertising and marketing themselves using this beautiful big billboard. Look at that. They're amazing. And so that's a pretty good example of how Mother Nature would use billboard advertising. But now, what about marketing and promotions? Well, I reckon that this little fella knows how to put on a song and a dance. And marketing and promotions is all about putting on a song and a dance and putting all the items together, right? So you've got all various types of marketing elements, you put it all together. And you add promotions and you do all sorts of marketing. And so I reckon this guy is going, madam, may I interest you in a dance? Doesn't, flash. So he certainly knows how to do it. And then we've got these little ones that they puff out their feathers and they squawk and they call in the females so that they can also, I would say, engage in sales. So we have a very interesting environment around this. But now what about publicity? Publicity is an interesting thing to look at in nature. Let's have a look at, if you have a field of flowers. Now, what is it that those plants want to do? So in order for nature to thrive, for everything to continue, they need to ensure that they are propagating and that they are making more and that they are expanding and growing. So what does a plant need to do? A plant needs to get its message out to the audience, to attract the audience in, so they can get little creatures to come in and pollinate them. So the plant is quite clever. It knows that it can't just do it by having green leaves. It needs to have a vehicle to be able to do it. It needs to have something that will be of interest to its audience. So it creates flowers. And the most amazing advertising tool ever, a flower, right? You know, look at these ones here. They're beautiful. And we've got the most fantastic advert right here. But it's not enough. And this is the other thing about what you're going to be learning today, is that PR and publicity is sort of one side of the story, but it's all going to be connected with all sorts of marketing and promotions and advertising, and everything's always connected. Today you're going to be learning about how to be really, really successful at PR and publicity and online media and all sorts of things. But keep in mind that it's always all connected. Now, so that's the most fantastic advert sitting right there. But then what it does is that it waits for the breeze to come, and it lets its pollen and its scent go into the air. And I think this one's by sent. Slide. Okay, so what happens is that the scent then goes up into the air, and it starts to spread. And really, what the flower is doing is that it's using another medium to spread its message. And the wind is blowing, and the pollen is going, and the scent is flying, and it attracts its bee, its target audience. So it's used another medium to send out its message to attract its target audience to it. And so I think the flower is a pretty good publicist. And then what happens is that the little bee loves the pollen and the nectar and all of that, has a great time, and where does it go? It goes back to its hive. And it does a little dance, and it wiggles, and it does all funny things, and it tells the other bees exactly where they need to go to find that fantastic source of pollen and nectar which they need. And in the end, it acts as a fantastic influencer. So really what I'm trying to say is that these flowers and the plants are so brilliant. They're so fantastic, and we can really learn a couple of lessons from them because they are using other mediums to expand their message, and then they are choosing the correct target audience that they know will go out and act as influencers to bring more of their target audience back to them. And in the process, they're also doing kind of an exchange because the bees are getting exactly what they want, and the flowers and the plants are getting exactly what they want. They're being pollinated, so they can grow and they can expand and they can take over the field. So, so that is for now a very unconventional but very brief introduction to what PR is and what it isn't. But throughout the day, you're going to be learning so much more about PR, publicity, media relations, and online PR and social media, and I'm very, very excited about it.